Merab Dvalishvili has set a few unbelievable UFC records, but it's his business deals outside of the Octagon that are legendary. Number 8. Merab Dvalishvili's early life. Merab's dad believed a unique character trait helped him achieve success in life. Born in Tbilisi, Georgia, Merab was one of those kids who always got into trouble. I grew up in Georgia. I was fighting in street a lot, and a lot of gangsters was working outside, and it was a tough life back then. Good thing he found an outlet for his aggression early on in his life. Once he found his passion, he transformed his entire life. His parents Amaran and Darjan Dvalishvili are his biggest supporters. But that doesn't mean that they don't get nervous whenever Merab fights. His mother said that watching him is the toughest part. Because of my excessive emotionality, I sometimes wonder why he chose this path, especially when I see an opponent hitting my son in the face. But after each of his successes, we are so happy. It is really worth that nervousness. While his dad believes that one big reason why Merab ended up being successful is because he is so stubborn. It's true that he grew up and has changed, but the stubbornness that ran in his blood has not disappeared. I think this strong character helped him succeed. But his dream of becoming a martial artist almost came to an end before it even got started. Number 7. How he started MMA. Merab took a gigantic leap of faith which almost ended in disaster. He started his martial arts career as a traditional wrestler in Georgia, but soon after became enamored with MMA. At the time, MMA was new. Few people knew anything about it. And that's one of the reasons why Merab fell in love with the sport. He saw it as a great personal challenge. Now, MMA wasn't popular in Georgia, so he decided to risk it all and move to America. He joined the Serra Longo fight team. There, former UFC welterweight champion Matt Serra and striking genius Ray Longo helped Merab round out his game, along with some excellent training partners like Aljamain Sterling. However, times were pretty hard. Sometimes he had to work overtime on a building site just to pay for gym fees. Physical labor was tough, especially in the winter with the frost and cold. It was so tough physically and emotionally. Sometimes I even wondered if I could reach the goal for which I left everything and came here. But in the evenings after the work, that optimistic person would wake me again. I would go to training and train as much as I could. To make matters worse, his fighting career started off horrendously. He made his professional mixed martial arts debut at the age of 23 on January 24, 2014, and he lost a majority decision against Darren Mimi at Ring of Combat 47. He would actually end up losing 2 of his first 3 fights. I was so disappointed. I thought, this is not worth it. I was not sure if the UFC was worth dreaming of anymore. After taking a 2-year break, Merab came back with a vengeance that resulted in him setting some unbelievable UFC records. Number 6. Career achievements. Merab went from being someone else's stepping stone to one of the best fighters on the planet. After his initial slow MMA start, he won 5 straight, which included winning the vacant Ring of Combat Bantamweight Championship. This set up a fight against Raufeon Stots. But the big story came into the fight was that Dana White was in the building to scout Stots. However, Merab landed a devastating spinning back fist and KO'd Stots in just 15 seconds, and earned his shot in the UFC. But his UFC career eerily mirrored the beginning of his MMA career, as he lost his first 2 fights. Since then, he has gone undefeated, winning 10 in a row. He set the record for the most unanimous decision wins in bantamweight history, has the longest winning streak in bantamweight history, and most total strikes landed in UFC bantamweight division history. So perhaps his best record is that he has landed the most takedowns in UFC history. While his impressive win streak surprisingly got him earning more than some of the all-time greats. Number 5. Career earnings. Merab has more than 20 times his pay from the first time he fought in the UFC to his most latest win. He made his UFC debut losing a decision to Frankie Saenz. For that loss, he only earned $10,000. A handful of fights later, Merab had worked himself up, earning $46,000 for his win over Gustavo Lopez. He then earned $105,000 for his first pay-per-view spot where he beat John Dodson. He continued his climb to the top by taking home $136,000 for his epic comeback win against Marlon Moraes. He then nearly got $200,000 for his decision win over the legend Jose Aldo. After which, Merab finally got his shot to headline a card, and not only did he set a record for the most takedown attempts, he also earned over $350,000. While against the legend, Triple C, Henry Cejudo, Merab won $210,000 while Cejudo only took home $150,000. Showing that Merab had climbed all the way from just $10K to regular six-figure contracts and even out-earning UFC legends. But that's not all. His very unique sponsorship deals could be more valuable than his UFC contracts. Number 4. Endorsements and bonuses. Merab's incredible performance led him to become an ambassador for a major brand. But before we get to endorsements, Merab has also earned 2 bonuses in the UFC. First was a $50,000 Fight of the Night bonus for his fight against Ricky Simon, while the other was a Performance of the Night bonus also worth $50,000 for his win against Marlon Moraes. Now, along with those bonuses, Merab's pockets are fattened thanks to several key sponsors. Some of those endorsements include Star Pro Combat, Nabaglavi, Syndicate MMA, GA Logistics LLC, Pomona Organic Products, Panini America, AMC Hyundai Las Vegas, Desert 215 Superstore, and 31 Bet Social. He is also the ambassador for Flash Motors while owning an e-commerce store, which he did open up in collaboration with Athlete Studio. Now that is a brilliant source of income to set him up properly outside of the Octagon. Now, another reason why so many brands want to work with Merab is because of his incredibly unique presence on social media. Number 3. Social media presence. Merab does some wild things on social media. He is active across X, Instagram, and YouTube. On his X, he has 62,000 followers, while his Instagram account has 691,000. Now, one reason why he has so many people watching him is because he put in the hours to learn English. However, he learned it in his own unique Merab way by reading children's books and brochures. However, when it comes to his YouTube, he likes to cater to his Georgian fans. His account has nearly 80,000 followers, and some of his videos include him cliff jumping with his buddies. But what's even more wild is how he got his nickname. Number 2. Outside of the Octagon. Have you ever wondered how the crazy man Merab winds down after a hard day's training? Well, his favorite food is khachapuri, which is kind of like a pizza. He'll have that with his favorite drink, plain old water. Now, if it was up to him, he would either watch The Gladiator or some comedy television show as he ate, or maybe listen to his favorite song, which is Beat It by Michael Jackson. He's not a big video game guy. He's more likely to either watch his buddy Matt Serra KO GSP again, or watch Gilbert Melendez versus Diego Sanchez. Both of those fights were legendary. But what's even more legendary is how he got his nickname. Merab goes by the nickname The Machine. His teammates started calling him Merab the Machine because of his speed. After a while, the name became his official fighting nickname. His sparring partner, Aljamain Sterling, said that Merab never gets tired. He would finish sparring with me, and I'm done with fighting there. I would go get on the bike and hit the pads to get an extra cardio push, and he would be there, grab 2, 3, sometimes 4 more bodies to spar with. And I am like, this guy does not effing stop. After Merab beat Cejudo, his coaches revealed that prior to the walkout, Merab had gone 3 hard rounds with Aljamain in the locker room, and then worked out with an Olympian wrestler in grappling. Merab is truly unreal. Another unreal thing is his net worth. Number 1. Net worth. Merab's net worth has taken a turn for the better recently. There was a time when his net worth was a measly $10,000 to $20,000, but thanks to the epic performances and the growing list of endorsements and social media presence that has followed his wins, it might be safe to say that his net worth is somewhere around the $1 million mark. And if Merab continues his winning ways, his net worth will continue to explode as he is in line to fight for a UFC title.